Hi everyone, welcome back to my kitchen. Trisha here. I was actually gifted a bag of dried apricots and they're about to expire, so I thought I'm going to make some apricot jam. So I looked up for an easy recipe and I'm going to bring you around here and show you what I'm going to do with this just to get it started. So I'm just going by a recipe on the phone here. Let's get this opened. They still smell lovely, so they do. And we love apricot jam, so they smell good. So 600 grams of dried apricots for each recipe. 600 grams. Don't want to waste anything these days, guys. You really shouldn't be wasting any food. So anything that's coming up to its use by date or whatever, get something done with it. That's 2 lots. That's 5. So it's going to make 5 times this recipe, and for each 600 I need 400 mils of boiling water. So 4 5, that's 2 litres of boiling water I need just to pour over these. And I'll pour the boiling water over. I'm going to let them sit. They have to sit for at least 6 hours to rehydrate. And I'll just pour the boiling water over, put cling film over the top, and just leave. That's the last 400 boiling water. 100 mils of boiling water per recipe. So that makes mine up to 2 litres. And I'm just going to give them a wee mix in here. And these will all puff up. And they smell absolutely gorgeous. I'll make sure I cover it up well. Don't want any nasties in your food. Okay, so these apricots have actually been sitting longer than 6 hours. They've been sitting overnight. And as you can see, they're fully hydrated. Rehydrated. Nice and soft. And the next thing we need to do with these is to it's like a little pip. Just take that out, don't want that in there. Yeah, so I've got my food processor here, and we have to put them through the food processor just to break them up small. So I'm actually going to use my hands. My hands are nice and clean, and we want to keep the water that's already in here. Any water that's left in the bottom has to go in with the jam. I don't want to overfill this either. I'll just turn this on, get it heated up a bit. It takes a little while. I'm using my other electric camping stove. So into my gadgets. Oops. Good job I sanitised that before I started. Alright, so I think I don't want to overcrowd this either, so put this on and get these whisked. I'm just going to get a knife here and pull this round so it's all broken up. That's pretty good. I don't want it to break it up too tiny because I want better clumps in it, but not overly big clumps. So that's the first bit done. This is going straight into the pot. Oops, cut me off. I've got my big pot here. I'll bring you up a bit, you'll be able to see what I'm doing. I've got my pot sitting on the heat here, on very low heat. I'm just starting to put this in. and I'm going to get the rest of this all chopped up into the pot, and at that stage I'll bring these all back. I don't know how many jars I'm going to get out of this, but hopefully it works. Alright, so I'll get the rest of these done and then I'll be back. Got quite a lot in there. That's 3 kilograms of apricots, and the rest of this syrup has to go in as well. That's what was left in the bottom of the bowl. And it's quite sticky, so there must be quite a lot of sugar in this. I'm just going to scrape that all down in. Don't want to waste any of it. Get it all in. And next thing we need to add is, I'm actually adding 1.5 kilograms of sugar here. Single recipe is 300 grams, but since I'm doing this times 5, that amount of sugar is going in. 2.5 lemons, which I've went ahead and squeezed. So that's 2.5 lemons just going in. And the rinds are going in as well. So that was 2.5. I don't want to take that bit, I want this bit. Okay, so now I'm going to turn the heat up a bit and wait until the sugar starts dissolving. I'll give it a mix up. Just gently bring it up to heat to get it all mixed down in. And I left the lemon big like that so I can fish it out at the end. It should be easy enough to find. So I have to heat this gently until the sugar all dissolves, and once that happens, then we're going to bring it up to a rapid boil, up to 105 degrees Celsius, which this recipe says is the setting point. This is the first time I've actually made apricot jam, and I intend to gift a lot of this. I know a lot of people like apricot jam, so I'm just going to put the lid on this now and leave it until everything breaks down. The heat slowly, I don't want to burn the bottom, so I'll bring you back at the next stage. Okay, I can hear this now, so we're getting up to a good boil. As I say, keep moving it around the pot, you don't want it to scorch in the bottom. I'll keep pushing those lemons down in. Smells good. I'm going to let this boil away gently here and keep stirring it, and I think I might turn my heat down a wee bit. I don't want it to catch in the bottom on me. I'm not overly experienced at making jam, but I tell you what, I'm enjoying my coffee. Let's see what temperature we're up to. Heck, I'm going to do the plate test, so just put a wee saucer in the fridge here to get really cold, and I'll put a teaspoon of this on it. It's actually very thick, and see if it holds. And that's actually holding. It's holding to the plate, it's not moving at all, so I reckon that's good. I'm going to turn it off because I'm afraid of it getting scorched. And if I run my finger through it, it's still staying where it is. So we're going to get this off here because it will burn. Okay, so these are extremely hot, so I'm going to have to use a cloth. And my jar lifter, and I need my funnel on. This is really thick, but I'm sure it's going to taste good. It smells lovely. I just have to remember to watch out for the lemon. I'm going to plunge that down. And this, I'm going to leave 1 inch headspace. Sorry, half an inch headspace. So it's going to come right up to the top of the rim. I can already tell I've put too much in there, so just transfer. And then I brought 2 jars out of the oven because I want them to stay nice and warm so they don't shock. The jars don't get shocked. And I'll put it 1 inch or half an inch headspace. I don't want to put that, I want to put that there. I don't want it sticky. So, and just debubble. A lot of people don't do that, but I do. I debubble everything. I'm just going to add a little bit more here. And my half inch headspace is there. So I reckon that's good. I'll take a slight little bit out. Just slight bit out. And get a cloth. You want a nice clean cloth, damp cloth, just water. I can't touch those, they're too hot. Oof. And clean around the rim. Right around there, you don't want any of that stickiness on your lid. And I'm just going to pop a lid on. These have been sitting steaming, simmering in water, and I'm going to put this on as tight as I can get it. Oh, it's hot. Oh, and that'll be ready to go into the canner. I don't know what's wrong with me today, guys. I'm all sort of jittery and cold. So hopefully I'm not getting a cold or whatever. This smells beautiful. You just push that down. And I'll come up to the half inch. I'm going to put a little bit more in. If anything, I think this jam's going to be pretty thick, but that's fine. It's the first time I've used this recipe. I just wanted to use those dried apricots up, so I'm glad I did because this smells gorgeous. And same thing again. Get a clean bit of your cloth and do around the tops. And grab a lid. Everything's hot. Get that on as tight as I can. Alright, so I'm going to do this for the rest of these, then I'll be back. Okay, so I got those all jarred up and I've put them in here. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 jars, and I'm using my Presto as a steam canner again. I've already done a video on this, but I'll just say it again. So do all your safety checks on your canner before you start. Check your lock switch is tight, hold it both sides and screw it, make sure it's tight. Make sure your vent hole has got daylight coming through it when you look through a window. Make sure this little back plug's still in and intact, and make sure you put the right amount of water. I have 3 litres of water in here. So I've just put the lid on, cranked the lid together, and I'm going to put the heat up now to, I'm going to put it up high, and then I'll wait for steam to come out of here. And once the steam starts coming out of here, really rigorous, this lock switch will come up, and it's not until this lock switch actually pops up that I'll put my timer on for 10 minutes for this jam. Alright, so I'll bring you back once that happens, guys. Okay, so you can see we're slowly starting to get a bit of pressure, a bit of heat. It's very hot, the pot, but hasn't come up yet. I've actually got some extra jars I had left. I stuck them in smaller jars, and they're in the water bath canner there. It's just a pot with water boiling over. It's covered the top of the jars. There's not 2 inches, but about 1 inch, and it's on a rigorous boiler, so it's actually got about 5 minutes to go. That's the timer for the water bath one, so I'm just going to hit the timer off, turn the power off, and just let that cool. I'll leave it with the lid off for about 10 minutes before I lift those out. Okay, so my timer's went off for the water bath ones, so I'm just going to lift them out, put them on the dry towel, and we're getting a lot of pressure here. Woo. These are water bathed. You can see what I'm doing. I've actually tasted this jam. It's absolutely gorgeous. So those 4 will sit. And but I wasn't getting anywhere with it, so instead of being lazy, I brought my gas stove out, which I should have done at the start. It doesn't seem to work as well over my hob. It works better with gas under it, so what I did was let it cool down a little bit. Safely opened the top because there's no pressure in it. Checked the water level and brought it over and have put it back on here. So once this lock comes up, I'll set my timer for 10 minutes. Hopefully I have better luck this time, guys. It's actually starting to move there already, so probably wasn't centered over my element. My oven top maybe isn't wide enough for to get the whole base on the ring. It's actually starting to pop there now. And I stood over it for like 10 minutes. I was like, this isn't going to work. So now I'm going to set my timer for 10 minutes. That's a learning curve for me. I'll not be trying a steam can with the Presto on my electric anymore. I should have done this in the first place, but I was taking a shortcut. And remember my mum doing jam, and she never actually went to this stage. She filled it into jars and put like wax disc papers over the top and elastic bands, and never poisoned any of us. Okay, so 10 minutes is up. So just lift the lid off and lift it away from yourself. A lot of heat in there, a lot of steam. You just get rid of this. Don't bring your stuff out on the wet cloths or anything, because the shock could break your jars. Oh, you hear them popping away in there already. So here we go. One. Isn't that lovely? So I'm sure these will taste good. That was 9 come out of the canner, and another 4 behind that come out of the water bath. And I have this one that I haven't processed, that's going straight in the fridge. And also this little bit, and I've been trying it and it's absolutely gorgeous. It's not overly sweet. I thought it would be very sweet with the amount of sugar went in, but it's really nice. So that's my lunch. I'm going to have some toast with fresh apricot jam on. So hope you like this wee video. Give me the thumbs up, and as always, I'll see you next time in my kitchen. Everybody have a good day. The cut of me, I'm like something pulled through a wind bush. Bye guys.